Love that.
We're trying, Ed.
I think the last time I saw you was in Austin. It was incredible. Incredible. Early days. Yeah.
He has energy.
I miss it. I need a show.
Thanks for coming, everyone. This is going to be a really, really fun, interesting show because I got to be honest, like Patrick, one of our longest running panelists here, he's undoxed. I haven't talked to him since then, so we're gonna get into that. He might have sold out too. We're gonna find out. And then Bless, honestly, I'm scared. Like what he had just gone through. Like we're after the show ends, we're gonna pause and then do like another. Maybe might be the next day. Give him a day to rest. Like 2-hour interview of what the heck happened in there. Yeah, if you guys don't understand, Bless was just live for 7 days straight. Alone. Yeah, get around. Alone, fasting, only doing one thing. That thing being making art. No music, okay? No Twitter spaces. He doesn't know what's happening on pump.fun right now. It's things have changed. I'll tell you what, when he went in. He didn't know who was on the panel when he went in. He came out and he was like, oh, cool. Parker, Patrick, young and sick. I didn't realize that. I was like, what a nice surprise, you know? I could have tricked him and said, it's just you, Bless. Okay, it's going to be a room full of people going, what was it like in there? All right, what's happening? Okay. So. All right. Jerry, where are we at? How are we doing? Ready to get this show started? We're ready? Lovely. Let's see if things are working. I'm going to press a button right here and make sure it works. Boom. There we go. If you guys do have a telephone out there, you know, and you have a Twitter account, you go to IRL_alpha. We are live right now. You can go there. You can like, you can comment, you can retweet it. You can take the link and post it in various group chats, text your friends and your family. You know, you don't have to do it, but if you don't, Troy will give you like a 30-minute lecture at the end of the show about supporting community, okay? Because you got to support the community here. Okay, so. Okay, with that, let me do one last thing, which is turn off my phone notifications because it's working. Okay, I could see it was working. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to IRL Alpha. My name is Bigamot, and I'm your host. And here today, we're going to talk about art. This is not the show where we talk about all this degenerate nonsense. We're not going to talk about, you know, I don't know, silly monkey photos. We're going to talk about people who are actually in the space, in the future, pushing things forward. Everyone on stage has been doing something in the past month, 2 months, 3 months. They're in the game right now, working in different mediums, different places. One of them is wanted by China. The other one might be insane at this time. We don't know, okay? But the idea is that we're not going to like come up here and tell you buy our art, lecture, you know, tell you like you're dumb for not making art. We're going to, I don't know, talk about where we think things are going. We might disagree. We might agree. Bless might be insane at this point. We really don't know. But the idea is it's supposed to be a fun, participatory conversation. So if you're in the audience and you got some opinions here, there's a couple microphones floating. Who's got a microphone? Someone's got to have one here. There you go. Pick that up. Okay, fine. Just give it to Troy. I'm going to regret this here. You can hold it. There's one right there, which you can share between over here, and there's one up there. We lost a microphone today. No big deal. So if you got a hot take, you're in the audience, just get to one of those microphones. You can share. If you don't feel like going to a mic, we do have chat up, and you can just type in the chat, IRL_alpha. If you go on the either Twitter or the YouTube, both those chats will show up here. You can ask questions, all that kind of fun stuff here. Okay, let's just get into it, because we really, really do have a pretty stacked panel. And the first person is one of our oldest and one of our favorites, but guess what? Every single time he's on stage, he keeps it spicy. Something's new. And this time, he's undoxed himself. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, he's got his art on every single person's television if they own an LG now. He snuck his art on like everyone's TVs across the world here. I don't ever know what he's doing. He's always, you know, in trouble with China. I think there's new countries that hate him now, too. It's the enemies are like increasing here. Patrick Amadon, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you working on?
Hello. Hey, name's okay. Yeah, you can't put that bat in the bag.
Because it may or may not be you.
Yeah, I know. We're going from 3 to 4 stars in Grand Theft Art, so thought we should put the mask on finally.
Okay, do you want to tell everyone why you have the mask on now, Patrick? Is it forever? Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, that's it. Okay. See, this is the problem. Okay, you know this guy's going to be talking from now on. He's tweeting stuff like new privacy tool soon, and now he's got a mask on. Give us some alpha. Tell us something.
Right. So I have I don't know why they asked me, but I launched LG's art platform on their TV. So they have my art on a couple million TVs right now, and up in Times Square. So that's been interesting. You have a new privacy tool coming out next week, which is going to be open sourced and free for everyone. I think that'll cause a little bit of cause some issues, and then everything else is kind of in the works right now. But yeah, I still have I checked last month, have an active arrest order still in China, so that's
Nice.
great.
So
That's
he's
still a thing.
setting up for something, okay?
Yeah.
He's like, I've got the art on the TVs. I've got the mask on. We'll see what happens next. Okay, geez. Okay, just don't get me in trouble, Patrick. Okay,
Yeah,
like, I'm
next
on your
week will
side.
be fun though.
Okay. Well, exciting. We'll talk about a bunch more. I don't know what's going on, performance art, where the space going, all that. But for the first time on the show, Patrick, you've been on the show the most, pretty much. For the very first time, we have Aaron from Young and Sick. I asked, were you young or sick? You said sick. Is that actually true? Do you actually?
More the ampersand.
Okay. Actually, that's good. That's good. So someone's young and sick. So amazing artist duo group. How do you describe this, actually?
Yeah, so I've been working with Nick, my best friend and creative partner, for over 20 years. I found him as like the consummate multi-hyphenate, musician, songwriter, producer, illustrator. Artists always need a partner in crime. And for me, it was like I would just do everything that wasn't pen to paper, pen and ink. A little bit about like our history is we started out kind of a lot of our bread and butter pre-2020 was creating a lot of art and design around pop artists, music festivals, stage scrims, merch designs, ticketing, things of that nature for, again, just big artists and things of that nature. 2020, the world falls apart. Artists weren't putting out music, or at least because they couldn't promote couldn't promote their big singles, right? They couldn't tour. So like so many of us in the arts, my business kind of collapsed around us. We're inside trading DeFi, and Nick, on the other hand, is kind of drawing, animating his own drawings, and then putting what he called 1-minute songs underneath them and putting it on Instagram. And everyone starts reaching out to me from the DeFi space, and they say, hey man, like your guy Young and Sick, this would kill, your project Young and Sick would kill if you just mint it on the blockchain. And I'm like, what's the blockchain? What are we doing here? So, we kind of start deep diving in 2020 and start working out, okay, where are we going to go? We definitely want to give this a shot, and presented ourselves to the world in very early 2021 on Nifty Gateway, selling a lot of art, and that's where we got started.
Nice. And now, just recently, you guys keep pushing. You've moved into Nifty Island. You're actually designing, it's art inside of a video game. Want to give a quick breakdown of what that is?
Yeah, so this video up on the screen is an island that we just launched, and this is something that we're incredibly proud of right now. In 2021, with all the PFP communities and a lot of different communities that have been launching, there was a lot of hope and promise of we're going to build a game or the metaverse. I mean, Facebook changed their entire company name around the idea of metaverse. And now in the current, market, we talk about the idea of like consumer crypto and onboarding the next 1 million users. And I feel like Nifty Island has started to finally nail it, right? The graphics are that, I mean, maybe not as good as Fortnite, but like they look beautiful, right? It's super playable. It's really easy to build. I kind of joke around. I say it's almost like a Fortnite on the front end and Squarespace on the back end, right? So now we can envision our art in a whole new way. So what we did is we partnered with Nifty Island to create avatars, weapons, these platforms that you could jump on. And in this world, you could walk around. There's racing games, there's shooting deathmatch games, there's zombie apocalypse takeover games. And then the most, kind of put the cherry on top is the entire island is themed with music that we also created as well. So it's another way that we can get our music out to the world and engage with, fans and just people alike. It's almost as the immersive experiences that we were building, before Web3 are now possible in Web3, and it allows just collectors and community to engage with art in a whole new way. So it's something I'm really proud of and excited for, just for creators, full stop.
Totally, and we'll kind of dive deeper into what's
Sure.
it like as an artist to, work in new platforms, because the idea of being an artist and saying, I built an island in a video game, that's what I did. People back in the day says, I make paintings, I talk to a gallerist, I get the paintings in the gallery, and then I blow up. There's new ways around that here, okay. Speaking of new ways, very, very excited here. If you guys don't know, we have a Lord and Savior, Casey Rodomir. He's the one that guides us into light. The IRL Alpha community, we've been going on for 2.5 years. Things got dark for a little bit. And guess what? Ordinal saved a lot of individuals. I know you right there, Troy. You're one of those individuals that...
There's one of us here.
His life, you should have seen him. He was in the streets, running around crazy. And then Casey put out the Ordinal Theory Handbook, and everything changed. And then Casey said, guess what? I got another little trick up my sleeve, and he unveiled runes. And on Runes Night, everyone was sitting around saying, well, of course, Casey's going to release release a rune. Whatever one Casey releases, that's going to be worth $1 trillion. Generational wealth. Everyone's scanning, looking. What will Casey do? What will he do? What is the rune? Which ticker is it? Oh my God, I was in conspiracy group chats. And then finally Casey said, just kidding guys, I actually was helping releasing an ordinals collection, and I'm actually doing it with an artist who you guys might not know is not just in this little Web3 world. They've actually done stuff for regular traditional art world, and they're big in the Web3 world. So Parker was then brought onto the whole world. We got to start seeing the first images. I first saw the first like 3, and I was like, oh my God, there's 3 of them. Okay, there's one of Casey, one of Raph, one of Aaron. They're worth $1 billion. Then it was like, there's 4, there's 5. Like 2 hours later, 16 photos. Okay, what's happening? I'm being serious. We were really watching this, wondering what the heck was going on. Finally, it was unveiled. There's a whole project coming out, okay? Fun, which is the name, is perfect. If you guys, we've been talking about PFPs for 2.5 years. This is probably the most intense, real, human PFP collection I've ever seen. If you go through all the traits, it's amazing. Like, every model has different props and items. You can see all their like astrological signs. You can see, I guess they're different moods. You know what I mean? There's only one sexy Casey in the entire collection, which I think is worth at least 100 Bitcoin. I mean, we're putting a fund together for that. And boom, we were like, wow, this is Parker. And then we find out that Parker has obviously already been doing a bunch of super awesome collections before. If you guys have not seen Icons, so fun and amazing as well. He could have named this one fun as well. And somehow Butoshi, who's somewhere in the audience, says, oh yeah, I know Parker. He's there. He goes, I know Parker. She could be on the show. And I go, oh my God, could you please ask her? And then boom, she's here and she has no clue what she's in for. Parker, hi, want to introduce yourself? Tell us what you're working on.
There's an escape route right behind you.
I'm just going to go dive into the pond, excuse me. So Casey, the Ord father, he was my first boyfriend. In high
Whoa, Lord!
So, yeah, I don't think I ever said that publicly before.
I was listening to a lot of interviews. I did not hear that yet. Everyone update the Casey Wiki.
So, we've known each other for 25 years because we're super old. And he got me into Bitcoin just a little bit in 2014 because
That's a good boyfriend, everyone.
The boyfriend part was very short-lived and like naive, but we stayed in touch over the years. No, he's delightful, but we were children. We stayed in touch over the years, and I had this period in my life where I was cutting hair, and he came over for a haircut, and he said, I'm going to pay you for the haircut, but I'm going to pay you in Bitcoin. I was like, okay. I mean, I heard about it, but like, I'd kind of like $50.
Yeah.
But he gave me like $50 worth of Bitcoin in 2014, set me up with a wallet, and then in 2017 he called me up because I had just released Icons like in the traditional way. I had a solo show at Super Chief Gallery. It was fantastic. It sold out before opening night. I had 1,000 people there. Like, not to toot my own horn, but it was a nice moment. And so after that, Casey called me up and he's like, yo, Parker, you gotta look into this crypto art thing. I don't know if you've seen what's going on with CryptoPunks, but I think there's something you can do here with Icons. And I just swerved it. But honestly, I don't know if the world was ready for photography as crypto art. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Justin Aversano, Twin Flames, keep going.
Yes, yeah, I know. So he was the first, and then he made Quantum, which was a fantastic platform for photography on ETH. So I finally released Icons with Quantum and Justin in 2022, 2021. Whoa, yeah. And and then after that, Casey called me up again, and he's like, I know you just did the 200 NFTs. I think you should go even bigger, do a 10,000 collection.
Casey's a real degen, we're finding out. You know, he's in the back giving calls like, come on, we can do this, okay? Like.
And because like I didn't take him seriously enough in 2014 about his like zeal for Bitcoin, and I didn't like take him seriously enough about his like foresight in 2017, I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to Casey Roadmore. And but then I was like, bro, 10,000 photos, like you realize I shoot on film, like there's a lot of production here, like I'm not a machine. But I did make 1,000, which is nutty. And yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
They exist forever on Bitcoin.
So we're going to dive into like 1,000 more topics, but we did just find out something ttonight, and this is, oh my God, if you're an artist out there. So there are sats out there that are Casey haircut sats.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, literally, if we can get some art on there,
Yeah,
oh my, it's
I
worth
don't
so
know.
much.
What was it? Was it a boutique salon, or was it like the hair cuttery, or like
Oh no, I did haircut house calls.
Oh,
that was,
oh, wow.
That was my thing. I used to go to I
So
used to live in the Bay.
average
and
price of Bitcoin in 2014 was $318. So 50 bucks of that was a sixth of that.
I don't want to think about it.
Okay, I'm
But
Troy,
I'm
stop.
impressed with
Troy,
the math.
Troy,
I'm
stop.
impressed. Yeah.
Okay, the key is this. We're going to track down the haircut sats. We're going to get some beautiful art on there. We'll talk a little bit about sat printing in a little bit here.
Yeah.
But before we dive into everything, if you guys don't know, this, I mean, I'm honestly, I'm a little bit nervous here because maybe, I don't even know, a month ago, we first started hearing that Bless said, I got an idea. People want to know what the utility is. I know what the utility is. I make art. And how do I show them that I'm serious about making art? I'll lock myself in a room for 7 days and I will make art. And I won't eat any food. I won't talk to anyone. I won't listen to any music. I will dive entirely into the art practice. Now, a bunch of us advised and said, cool, you're gonna go crazy. And yeah, like this is bad. This could be a bad thing. So we need to make sure this is possible. You're ready to do this. And then every time I talked to him, it was like, we could add this as a comfort. It says, no, just the art. And it's like, what about no, just the art. And no music, no nothing. And he just finished. He actually did it. Like, he actually was there for 7 days. You could see the live streams on Twitter. It was intense. Every morning when I woke up, I would be like, okay, let's see where Bless is at. Let me make sure, because I was totally expecting one day I'm going to open it up. He's just ripping stuff down, like smashing. You never knew what was going to actually happen. And no one's talked to him. So I have no clue what's going on in his head. His first words might be "fuck vegan." We're gonna find out right now. This is gonna be an interesting one, but we got to talk about a bunch of different stuff, which is what happened in there. First of all, because honestly, it's got to change a person. I have a feeling if you've been 7 days alone, and then I don't know where the future's going. So, Bless, first of all, how are you doing? How'd you survive? What's going on?
Yo, what up?
He's alive. He's good. He's doing it here. When did you get out? You got out at 4:20 today.
Yeah, 420.
Okay, what was the first thing you did?
Shit, man. I don't even remember. I think Elmo and Melina and Hype were just there. And I just said what's up to them.
Yeah, give the mic to Elmo, Elmo's probably one of the people who's seen this close hand enough.
Yeah, he jumped on Spaces like as soon
Oh,
as we
yeah, I
got
did.
there. Like a property gen.
You know
Yeah.
what? I was trying to do my own space. I was like, I'm about to do my own space. And then fucking Elmo had her space already going. So
Yep,
he
had
kind of
orange
rugged
too.
me.
Yeah, that's the first thing to do. If everything you do something intense, it's like just get out there, get on
Well,
Spaces.
I
That's the
haven't-
first thing you do.
I didn't talk to anybody for like 7 days. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll talk to some people.
Bless, we were joking a little bit just because we were like, what's our baby's first words gonna be? You know what I mean? Because he has been, is he gonna say dada? And then the woman Dopamine, what's her name? Dopamine. The minute before you walked out, she was doing a play-by-play like we were in a library, but like it was like this ain't a funeral, but she was being very respectful. Okay, he's walking out. We're gonna see how he is, and I was like, it was really interesting. And then you got on Spaces, and that was it.
Okay, so let's see over the 7 days here, right? Like, when were you most gone? You would say, when was it the hardest?
Oh, I think it's funny. The first day, it was like a weird what am I even doing here? You know, I think the only day, it's like the first day I cried. I was like, oh shit, man, like this is weird. Like because I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not looking at anything, so I don't even know if people are paying attention. At that point it didn't even matter. I'm like, well, I'm doing this for myself. I'm just making art for 7 days. If people watch, they watch. If not, it's just I made art for 7 days.
When did you forget about the camera?
Oh shit, I don't know. Every once in a while it would come up, I would be like, oh shit, I'll do a peace sign or some shit. But yeah, most of the time I was pretty focused. I had a goal, so it was kind of cool.
And you were fasting the whole time, right?
Yeah, so it's funny because I did a 11-day fast because technically I didn't want to use number 2 while I was in the stream because I thought it would have been kind of cringe. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it before, and then it worked out. You know, I just did number 1 the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say the idea, like, how much before, like, the not talking. What's the longest you've gone not talking before then?
I don't even remember, dude. I love talking.
All right, we're going to get more out of you tonight then, okay? Parker, actually, interesting thing, because so many of the characters in Fun Film are, like, they're creations, it seems like, from you, right? You're telling the people who to act and, like, how to be. Yeah. How much are you making up backstory for these people in your head before you're putting them out there into the world?
It depends. I mean, sometimes, like, you know, like with the prosthetics character, it could be, like, 5 hours in makeup. So we're all just kind of like talking and like the character is starting to develop. So like the Dog Man is one of my favorites. I always bring him up as an example. And like I was just telling Bless, like I told the makeup artist, like, okay, so I want a middle-aged dog man who spends far too much time at the local bar and he's down on his luck. He's been like playing slots at the, I don't know, like the grocery store outside of Vegas. And he's drooling on himself. So yeah, that's what I got. So the makeup artist brought him to life, and then the guy who played him is a great actor. So he was like developing this accent while he's sitting in the makeup chair, and
there's an interesting part about, like, I always am wondering, like, how much performances these people hear, because I mean, you look at the Casey one. Casey's, you know, he's a real WWE superstar. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's like going for it.
Casey actually startled everyone in the room with his performance, because when he was in the makeup chair, he was like trying to explain blockchain to my assistant and my makeup
looking like
artist.
that, holding that, like it's the future.
Yeah. And then when he got in front of the camera, he's like, ah, like screaming. I'm like, whoa. All right, bro, let's go.
So I was gonna say, this is one of the things, like, Patrick, like we got the undoxing happening recently. How far did you go actually deciding this? Because I'm being honest, I haven't talked to Patrick about this before, so we'll see how this goes here. But like, you got to decide. Okay, I got a new mask. I'm kind of changing characters. You're kind of updating. You know what I mean? How much time do you think to yourself? Okay, cool. This is a little new version of myself. I'm gonna go with black, and I want it to be a nice sheen. I don't want it to be wool. Okay, I think I'm gonna.
Well, first of all, I love this.
Oh,
yeah, me too.
This is
Thanks.
such a cool project. Congratulations.
Also, not that it's talking shit. It's well, we love AI. No AI though. Okay, no Photoshop. Okay, no Photoshop, no AI.
All in camera.
Yeah, no. Obviously, you can tell how much effort went into this. I don't know. I think it's notable. So congratulations.
Thank you.
As for how much effort went into this, less than that. No, I feel like it's something I need to do with kind of what's coming down the road, and I'd rather do it now than later. And there aren't really a whole lot of options when it comes to these things. You'd think we'd have more after COVID, but not really. There's like one manufacturer that makes every single one of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is interesting. Like, there's two ways you can mask up here. We got 2 people masked up here, but I was trying to say, like, Parker, this is the new vibe. Okay, undox yourself with makeup. Okay, if you're like the Joe Camel guy, I wouldn't recognize. If like Troy was wearing the Joe Camel makeup, I wouldn't recognize him on the streets.
I want to see a rotation of 1,000 different Parkers based on this series here.
Yeah, no, I mean, my work is all about like the creation of this kind of exterior self, like this egoic self that we present to the world. So yeah, I think it's really interesting how people exist as like doxed or undoxed and how they kind of relate to that, or how they relate to their PFPs, honestly. But just a note on masks, there are so many options out there in the world if you think beyond cloth. So for instance,
this is Alpha.
I'm the proud owner of this like hyper realistic mask that just like happens to look like Joe Rogan. It's awesome. It's so convincing. It's like straight up uncanny valley. Like as soon as a model puts it on, like, whoa, Joe is in the room. And yeah, I have it in my garage if you want to check it out.
Yeah, I actually was going to ask, because like the collection of props in here is pretty intense. Like, is there one room where it's like, and here's the prop room, and it's baby dolls and masks and loaves of bread?
Yeah, I wish I could have like the square footage to dedicate a space like that, but it's just in my like really hot suburban garage. Yeah.
Okay, one day we'll get a tour of that. Well, so actually, Aaron, it's interesting because you're in this world tour. You're part of a collective, right? You're like, you're one person who's two people. I keep being like, yo, what's up, young and sick? And it's like, well, technically, I'm not young and sick. I'm only part. I'm like, nah, you're two people in one. Like, how do you grapple with that when do you sometimes just go, nah, I'm both of them? Or do you always like differentiate?
Sometimes it depends. Sometimes he doesn't feel like talking to someone, and then I'll pretend. No, I'm just kidding.
We all do that.
Yeah, no, look, I think it's not unusual for artists to have collaborators, right? And I think some of the greatest artists of all time had entire teams around them. Warhol, Basquiat, like all these artists had entire studios with an army of people working to kind of realize this vision. So I think I'm blessed to be able to work with someone. I'm his biggest fan, truly believe that. And I think in the way that I believe in him, he's always believed in me to kind of help try to actualize that vision. And we've just always had a lot of fun doing that.
Totally. What's like interesting too of like how do you find like these like collaborating like type people, like even like Casey? So first started as a boyfriend, first boyfriend. Lore is in the wiki. Hopefully it's already updated here. Okay,
Great.
we're spreading stuff here.
Oh, dear.
Like, how do you go from okay, well we dated, it went okay, to I'm going to let this person lead me into a wild. He's calling you to say let's release 10,000 pieces of art on the blockchain. Like he could be a scammer, like.
No, he was so passionate and like he invested in the production of the work, and then devised a way to put art on Bitcoin, the mother chain, which is unfucking believable.
When did he start saying mother chain? Was he saying this in like I want to know?
I don't know. I don't remember that in 2022 when we started. So it was just like kind of a. I've asked him like, okay, when did you start thinking about the Ordinals protocol in relation to when we started talking about fun? And I guess it was like something he was starting to like noodle on just prior to, because he was like disgusted with Ethereum. And
Oh, I've heard his disgust. Like I said it to all my ETH friends, and they're just like, it makes them so mad. They go, let me hear what he has to say, and he's very good at dismissing them and saying it's great. Okay.
And he was really passionate about me creating the series that became fun, but he was like, if we release this on ETH, I'm going to have to publicly step away and not be a part of it. Wow. I was like, oh, that would be a shame. But like, mind you, at the time, like he wasn't famous.
Yes, he wasn't our Lord and Savior, Casey.
Exactly. He was just Casey.
Yeah.
So it's just been phenomenal for me to see what he's created and how that's been like this amazing boon for this world, and just to see like just his genius reach full-fledged. Like
was the collection on specific types of sats, or did you just inscribe that?
No. So the collection, so there's Inscription 0, which is the father of the parent of the 1,000 fun inscriptions. And the parent of fun is on a named sat, which is Daddy Please, which is delicious.
Daddy Please.
But Inscription 0 is like the granddaddy of the whole collection.
Cool.
Yeah, we were actually going to talk about this. You're pretty well. First of all, we're gonna get the haircut sats. We're finding them tonight. There's sat hunters working furiously right now. You're pretty deep in the sat game. You've actually,
I think it's like what you were just saying about his disgust for ETH is really interesting because we've put out quite a bit on ETH, but it's been really fun to learn the Bitcoin spaces as well, because it feels very different to me in many ways. In that, to me, what's so cool about Bitcoin is that it allows for inscribing on specific sats or early numbers. There's almost like a lore and a history that you can get from inscribing on Bitcoin that you don't with ETH. Like ETH, you can make up your own lore, of course, and it has a lot of what I still believe in ETH quite a bit and believe that there's a lot of use for it, different from ordinals. But I love the fact that there could be so much lore. We've been exploring, we have a collection we've been working on for ages, but have been exploring, we make psychedelic art. So we were exploring Silk Road sats, which have an icon on some marketplaces, but not others. So if you don't know, essentially Silk Road sats are sats that were seized by the U.S. government when the Silk Road, or Bitcoin that was seized by the U.S. government when the Silk Road was shut down. it was held by the U.S. government, and then years later auctioned. Tim Draper bought all these Bitcoin. So in that transaction are what they call like the Silk Road Satoshis. And so for us, inscribing psychedelic art on sats that were very likely used, in the purchase and buying thereof psychedelics is kind of interesting, and you can't really do that on ETH. So I hear it was very cool.
Not yet. We're working on it though. Okay, we're working in the background here. No. Bless, I was kind of curious, like since you were in there for like so long, what was going through your head relating to the actual like Bitcoin space? Like, because that's the one thing is like when you're alone there, you're doing your art stuff, but then also you're like, what am I? I'm like, you're pioneering kind of performance art in this ordinal world right now. But like, yeah, were you starting to, I don't know, get resentful to people? Were you starting to be like, oh, that was the person I should have been? Or yeah, where were you at mentally?
What do you mean resentful to people?
Wait, say it again?
What do you mean resentful to people?
Well, no, like what's going through as you're thinking? Because I don't know, when I'm alone at things, I'm just starting to be like, okay, God, like these are the people I need to work with. Those I don't. God, that's good art. That's bad art. Like, what is like? You had to reflect on the space.
I have a good little story. I remember I tried to DM someone. I'm not gonna say who, to get onto their show and talk like at space, right, about some artwork, and they were like, but how did this like? What does this matter? Like, what's the pitch? Give me a pitch. And I was like, bro, like, I'm blessed. I'm talking about my art. I don't know. Like, so it was one of those things where I was like, well, things like that started like, I was like, I need people to understand like what I want to do in a space, and I feel like this performance kind of hopefully help people start taking it seriously. I'm like, I just make art. That's what I do. What's cool is like in that bathroom there was like this Bitcoin neon sign. So whenever I go like piss, I would see it and I would just like, I would stare at it. I'd be like, yo, look, it's fucking a Bitcoin sign. So that was one of those things. Another one I was like, damn, like, am I like putting too many polygons on this specific sculpture? Because I'm like, I need to make sure that fits on, and it's, on whatever stats. So that was another one.
So you're thinking live, the constraints of ordinals while you're doing it. That's.
I mean, like the whole point of this like art style the reason I do like each individual, like I don't know if you see like when I'm like sculpting, but I would move each individual line so I can make sure like there's as least possible vertices and like different things so I can inscribe it within the limits of Bitcoin.
I was gonna say, like Parker, that's another thing. Like it cost a bit of money to put photos of like that quality on the chain. Were you thinking about that at all, or was just Big Daddy Casey's gonna pay for it?
Big Daddy money bags. Yeah. It's 95 megabytes. It's 23 3/4 blocks, full of fun. It's pretty hefty.
Did you bring that up like right away? It's like, we're gonna do this and it's gonna cost a fortune.
Yeah, I mean there is a reason that these aren't like in the first inscriptions. So part of it was like we wanted to have like it be in a collection with all the metadata, have like a parent of the collection, and I demanded that the quality be up to snuff, and so. And also, it took me 2 years to shoot this whole
Yeah, I was going to say, this doesn't seem like a quick little
overnight.
thing. Yeah.
So then once it was finally done, Casey found like the best way to compress the files, which is AVIF, which is it's like a video
Interesting.
type of file. Yeah. So, yeah, they're pretty hefty. But honestly, like I was saying just to someone tonight that I like that there's this barrier to entry with ordinals, that it's expensive because you need to have conviction in your work to actually get it on chain.
Totally.
And
Yeah, bro, I just minted 1,000 things. Don't worry, buy it, okay? It's on Hedera.
Do you have any fun stats about the whole project? Like how many? Because you said you shot this on film, right?
That's right.
So how many rolls of film did you shoot?
Ooh,
And
I gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have binders.
Hours too, because you said
yeah.
2 years. Like, is it only on the weekends?
Yeah,
Every
so
day?
it started off, it was going to be like, okay, I can make this happen and doing 3 models a day. like 33 shoot days, and then I got pregnant. And then, so I was like, oh God, like shooting as much as I possibly could. But towards the end of my pregnancy, I was like slowing down and yeah, tripping over my cat Butternut as I was shooting. She's one of the props. And also
Oh, yeah, that's who that cat is. Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful
Everybody
kitty.
thought that Casey was behind this rune, Butternut the Hellcat.
Yeah.
So it like shot up and then
Lost a lot of money on that one. You're going to
Yeah.
tell me next time. Okay.
damn that cat. Yeah, but I should figure out those stats.
Yeah, we care about how much work you put in. If you tell us more
Yes.
rolls, that's why everything's worth more money.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, so I was shooting 35 millimeter. For the photo nerds who might be listening, all I shoot is generally Ektar 100 film because it's like, yeah, gorgeous grain, crazy colors. Like I don't even pump up the colors in Photoshop. I scan it myself and kind of zhuzh it. Yeah. Oh, and I was like really maniacal about like being so precise that there wasn't anything that I cut out. Like I shot 100 models and they're all in there. Like I didn't allow myself any room for error. I was like, everybody is a perfect, beautiful snowflake, and I'm gonna like do the best I can by them and keep them in.
Yeah, if you're a person who got cut, devastating. That hurts so bad. Okay, so
Also, I've never said this before, but all of the models are going to be getting 10% of the sales whenever we
awesome.
do
I love that.
sales. Yeah.
Nice. Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
So that's part of the deal. And I don't think any one of the 100 people thinks that they're ever going to see a dime. So it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you do each one of these people is like, was Casey the whole time like, listen, it's called ordinal theory. Let me break it down to you, okay? Check it out. So, Bitcoin, technically not a blockchain, a time chain. And
Yes. Like, phew.
yeah, it would have worked here. Actually, so like working anytime like ordinals, obviously there's restrictions for it. Like you've done stuff with like Nifty Island, you're working in video games. It's not easy. You know what I mean? You go into video games and everything is super painful because guess what? If you make like a single image, it's easy. When they say it needs to be controllable and movable and we need to make sure it works on this browser and that, whatever, life becomes pretty hard. Like, curious, how's that been working from like, a collaborative standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think on the Nifty Island side of things, I guess I'm here to say like everyone should go try it because I feel like we were a bit spoiled. It's actually, I don't want to say it's easy because I'm not the creator here, but they essentially let you just load in 3D objects. So you could create them, you could buy models and then skin them, and then you just kind of load it in and build. The games are built in, so it's kind of Legos in that capacity. Like they already have games. You can say put this type of game on this island, and maybe you have to pick where the ammo drops and things of that nature. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth it.
Did you already have like 3D stuff set up before?
We had some. So we've been thinking about metaverse for a long time and had built, we have a collection called Barflies. It's 100 one-of-ones on ETH. And that was, us really just experimenting and learning, what a small collection and how to take care of that community would look like. But we've always had the idea of this psychedelic dive bar where these creatures would hang out, and we played with that in a lot of different metaverse worlds that were, promised to us. And this was just the first one that really came to be and work. Yeah.
Nice. I was saying, Bless, are you like a 3D artist now? Like, is that the main focus continuing on? That's what I've been seeing so far recently. Or
No, I mean, like at this point, like I guess, I mean, performance is part of it too now, so it can be my main thing. So, but I mostly just sculpt in 3D and in my VR headset. I just think that's like the medium that I'm going towards right now. But I've been thinking about performance a lot after this. Obviously, but
you want to share any ideas you got while you were, deep in the thick of it?
holy shit, I was thinking like the opposite of what I just did would be kind of gnarly, where instead of 7, so pretty much like the reason I did this is because I wanted to just sit down and for 7 days and just make artwork, right, and not be bothered, not let any collector or anybody at all tell me what to do. So I wondered like, what would be the opposite? Would be like if I straight up did a stream where I'm letting them, fuck with me the whole time. And so like that's, I don't think I'm gonna be a streamer, but I think those two are like brothers, like the cause and effect pretty much. And I think that would be like an interesting performance piece too. So I'm starting to, my head's, turning. Like things, like the wheels are turning. There's things going on, and I think performance is kind of fun, and not a lot of people have dove into it within the space, and so I want to keep going into it.
Are you saying like you're bringing your performance into the VR as sculpting?
Well, no, I mean, dude, I just sat in a room for 7 days straight sculpting in VR.
Sure.
So like, the whole, and I didn't talk to anybody. To me, like,
Sure.
the concept was, I'm dart, it's,
Totally.
yeah,
Super
so
cool.
I could see it like something really fun where I want literally 50 people for 1 hour passionately going, no, sculpt that. No, deeper, red, bluer, blue, red, more green. And you will go insane again, but it'll be in one tight hour of the most intense feedback ever.
the DJs were, apparently Melina was telling me, like, the DJs were like, yo, like, I would pay for this to happen. I would pay for it to fuck with them. I'm like, dude, like, I think it's like, it's incredible, like, that people, like, the whole reason why I did this is so people stop thinking like, oh, I paid an artist, now I can do whatever I want to them,
And
So,
right away they're like, I can control him in the live stream.
it's like as soon as they buy your artwork, they're like, oh, dude, so what are you gonna do for me? I'm like, bro, you bought my artwork, like, it's like, well, I think it would be kind of cool to show the extreme of that and let people show how dark they can be. It's kind of feels kind of insane, but
I think it's interesting right now, kind of what we're seeing. Like, I know it's been hard for a lot of people because of winter and all that, but I think that what we're seeing is artists who are really going deep down the rabbit hole and whatever their own thing is. And I mean, we have 3 completely different projects up here, but all 3 artists are so far apart from everybody else just because of how deep they've gone down in their own thing. And it's really nice seeing that stuff get rewarded and get the attention, have them on stage here, because ultimately I think that's the direction that this all needs to go, for the art to come out of space to be good and respected and actually attract people into this space. And it's cool to see, like, I don't know, maybe the winter has given a little bit more freedom to actually, like, take a step back and focus on doing, like, the work you want to do instead of, like, that temptation to just kind of chase whatever the degens are buying at that given moment. So I don't know, I feel like you talk about the sats, you talk about just the thousands and thousands of photos that you took and 7 days in a box. I mean, like, these are like the commitments to art, which I think are really notable. And I think that's, I don't know, it feels like we're at a very different stage of all of this than we were like 2 years ago.
Definitely.
So
I think we're better.
It's good to see.
I think it's almost there, but there can be more work, which is fine. Ed.
No, Ed, it's perfect. We did it.
No, I actually commend what Bless did. I think my question is more so for you. How did you feel doing it being a different medium? I feel like when it comes to performance art in the Web3 space, these things aren't celebrated. And it's why people are hesitant to do things like that, because these things aren't celebrated. So what you see a lot is you see people doing routine things or things that people have done, trends, because, oh, this is gonna sell, and because of that, this is what I'm gonna do, because yes, I am an artist, but this is something I should do because this is the meta. Currently, this is the meta. And so I think it's good, someone that has a platform who's like, you know what, I'm going to make sure I do something different that is going to feed my soul. But that also comes from a place of just, it could be kind of scary in a place. So I'm like, I do wonder when you decide to do it, were you afraid to do it? Were you like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna do it because it's stagnant right now. And if I'm an artist who, and I care about my voice, I need to be as authentic as possible. Let me go in to doing that.
Now
Even if it might be like, oh, it's not gonna hit well, or people are not gonna understand it, because I think a lot of people in this space don't fully understand things until you feed it to them, which is good, but it requires, you having the patience with that. So I know that was a convoluted question, but good luck.
No, well, I think my vision's always been long term. Like, what I want to do in the space, like, Bitcoin's forever. Like, what I'm inscribing is gonna be on here forever, and so I'm not thinking like, oh, like, in a month or like in a week I'm about to sell all these sculptures for $1 million. No, I'm thinking like, yo, I'm making something that people might not even understand, like, what I'm doing. I don't think a lot of people still understand, but it's something that I've been always passionate about. I always wanted just to do my own thing, and That's why I'm not sitting around and, just trying to chase like the next like meta or collection. I'm not changing my like art style completely to like, no offense to like pixel art, but like, cause like a lot of people just changed to pixel art, and I was like, some people did good, but I'm like, girl, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and if people are gonna buy it, they're gonna buy it. And I think in a way, like if anything, like that should help them be like, yo, this is something different that maybe if they're actually like into art and collecting artwork, they're gonna be interested in something different. But I definitely was a little scared going into like something new, because there was like a lot of greats before me in the performance field, and I just wanted to do right by them. I wanted to do something that had an idea, and the idea was solid, and I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to change or anything. I didn't want to do something just for money. Like people are, I think, or even just for like the hype or attention. It was genuinely about the piece. Every once in a while I'd get a suggestion and be like, yo, like if you do this, it'll spice it up, and then people will pay attention. Or if we do that, like, oh man, people are gonna like start, like it wasn't about like getting as much attention. It was about finishing the piece and doing it because I wanted to do it.
We got that microphone for you right there behind you too. If you're gonna, we got one for you. You're close. There we go. Oh, right in there. Beautiful. Right. Wait. You got it. There you go. There we go. You got it. Okay. There you go. It's caught up. There you go. Boom.
Just that there's a vulnerability to being an artist that's creating.
It's true.
Don't tell me what to do. There's a vulnerability there, and you.
Mike, please.
Like as with anything.
Thank you.
Is that better?
That's
just,
great.
it needs to be heard so we can hear you. I want it to be recorded.
It's about the vulnerability of being an artist of any space, and so the fact that you're allowing yourself to have that vulnerability in this new unknown but also forever space, I think it's commendable in that capacity. So that's all.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of people out there, and sometimes I'm that guy. I'm like, hey, Bless, I got a better bang for your buck. Instead of 7 days, what if we do one Twitter space and we just bought a tweet and we could just get a lot of likes on it, and everyone's gonna think it was super hot. But the thing is that no one talks about that after a year. No one's like, dude, did you see that tweet? They had it at 1,000 likes on it a year later.
Well,
it's like
that's a question I actually had for Bless. So, all right, I know you've been talking to us about this, performance thing, just friend-wise for a bit. And I know you're very just humble. You are not the guy to want to put yourself out there. But after looking at what you did for the 7 days and how, like, it was so many of your friends being like, more people need to know about this, more people need to see this. I mean, I don't know. Troy was literally, I thought he was like Kamala Harris, like out there. He was like, go, go, go. But I mean, he popped in every space being like, you guys don't know what's going on. Pop in here. You don't know what's going on.
Dude, he makes fun of me all. Don't tell him that. You give him ammunition.
No, I'll be honest. But so all I'm saying, Bless, is like, would I even, I was talking to her, or not talking, but I was messaging you about it earlier, your whole team, right? Not in a bad way, but I'm like, why didn't he do a PR tour before this? Like, why didn't you do the Thread Guy pod? Why didn't you go on Sunny and all them? And not in a bad way. I'm just saying, I know you're not that type of artist, but to get the max amount of people looking, I feel like most people would, and I know you're not that person, but I'm saying...
Dude, you know what's so funny? Like, before even Elmo and everybody else, I was just going to turn on a stream randomly and just be in a warehouse for 7 days straight. Like,
I know, that's how you are.
And then it was just like, yo, like, I don't know, man. It's like one of those things where I knew long term, like, I think the art will hold up and people will pay attention. Maybe not like now. I mean, I'm up here at the IRL Alpha show, but maybe like, in like a month or two, like people are like, whatever. But I'm really here thinking long term, and there isn't just like, this is just one piece of the story that I'm trying to like tell. So I'm here like slowly building that, and the people are gonna see it. And I think the people that need to see it, they're gonna see it. And the people that are not, like, they're just gonna, the whole hype thing is not really my thing, obviously.
No, I agree. Yeah, and it would probably box you into a certain category for a small group, right? Depending on what you went on.
I mean, I guess I like I said, like I was just gonna turn it on and be like, yo, this is just raw, you know. I want it as raw as I could, and I think that's what we accomplished. You know, Elmo really helped me, you know, help with the vision. He like kept me like, you know, going, and like maybe like every once in a while I'd throw out an idea. He was like, no, just we got this. It's gonna be good like how it is, and you know, it helped me stay on track. So
well, I think there's just one thing that you see with like a lot. It's funny because like you know, I love art and I want to talk to everyone about different artists I like, and people don't want to hear me rant about art all day. That's just how it is, actually. If you actually are a nerd about art, people like shut the fuck up about it. So I got to give them with the hot hooks, you know, each time, and you build up this like book of lore. It's easy to get people to like look at the deeper story. Like, hate to say it, like Patrick is wanted by China. So I go, no, you don't understand, man. Steps foot in China, jail for life. They go, okay, who is he? Let me meet him. Right? And there's one thing that you layer into a bunch of other stories. And honestly, I just know that I'm going to be like, I've already been telling people like, dude, bless, he's super sick. Like, every time I talk to him, he roasts me, and it hurts so much. But every week I see him, I'm just like, yo, what are you wearing? Hey, what's going on? Hey, is this cool or not cool? Like, I want to talk to him and know stuff. Now I'm going to tell everyone, like, he streamed for 7 days continuously making art. No one else did that. It's like one piece of lore that you're going to keep adding times other stuff. Just like Hal Parker, everyone's going to say, Casey's... I'm sorry, I couldn't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have something to add here, and it sort of encapsulates like the four people, including Began, on this stage, and
there's
Bless,
5 people on stage. It's so only, who are you dissing?
With an escape route, and Bless, you've already answered the questions that I was going to ask. So that's brilliant. Is that, you know, long are the days gone that you can just draw something or write something and just hope that it gets discovered. Like, if the math isn't really clear enough by some of the people on stage that you're getting to know or already know, it's like you really are with intent. Your clarity of what you did was intent. The thing you said about what you do with your photography is this like layered kind of what presents to people, you know. And I know Patrick's work and stuff like that, and I'm getting to know you. Actually, I'm talking to you on Tuesday on IP Space. But that aside said,
what a subtle shill. That was like literally one of the
no,
best
I just
I've
like,
heard.
in case you're not surprised.
Like,
no, but let's not get lost here. So the thing is that you literally have to be fighting. The math has to be clear that you are fighting for your life. You can't just write the script. You have to produce the script. You have to go do it yourself. If you're not a good marketer, maybe not to copy Bless, but it inspired how clear that he's not doing it for likes. Because when he told me the thing, it washed over me like this is like, it sounds like a pitch, but it just washed over me how brilliant this is, and looks like fire that you can't look away from kind of thing. I mean, he's a foreign agent. He went there. His whole art was to have it taken down. Clarity, intent, not doing it for likes, but by virtue of doing something so strong like that and fighting for, I mean, he wasn't always making money. He talks about that. So like that's what is important to note here, that it doesn't stop there, that you really are a one-man machine and you're the only one living your life. Nobody else is, kind of thing. So.
Well, I think a lot of people, like I've said this on stage tonight, it's like, when do you find something that's your obsession path that you're like, I'm going to keep going down it? You know, like Parker, you got a pretty specific style that you've been building, growing, intensifying, and you can now see a photograph and say, not only is like, oh, is that Parker, or you're copying Parker, that's Parker-esque, you know what I mean? And it's like, when do you, like, going down the VR hole, like a lot of Patrick's work is talking about similar subjects, like Young and Sick is a pretty unified aesthetic you see. It's like, when do you say, okay, here's the obsession, I'm going to go. You know, that's the hard part, I think, for a lot of artists. It's, you know, because you might go down the wrong path, and all of a sudden, I've spent the last, 8 years making Garfield AI derivative art, and no one will buy it, okay? Not from personal experience, but...
I think the best, like, jumping off point for an artist is having a question that you don't know the answer to and using the work to try to find answers. That'll fuel you for a lifetime. For me, it was understanding identity, what constitutes identity, and how it's formed and performed and received. I mean, that you can spend lifetimes on that.
100%.
And I think Bless's work is so rich that it can be interpreted in different ways at different times by different people. Like, I have an interpretation of it that's different from yours. Like, you told me about it when we met in Nashville. I was like, this is wild. Like, to me, it's a commentary on how the corporeal artist will become obsolete in a world where AI is dominant, because we have flesh and blood needs. You, an artist locked in a box, starving yourself, working nonstop, you should still like have corporeal limits. And so that's how I see it. And that's the mark of a good work of art, if different people can take away different things. So I'm a believer.
That's sick.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add something real quick for Bless, right? I have a few questions, and this will also give context for the audience, right? So you set a goal to create X amount of artworks. So I have a three-part question for you. How many artworks did you actually complete? What was the hardest? Which was the easiest? And what's your favorite one?
Oh, shit. So we were supposed to do like, I was supposed to do like 200 and something. And you know what? In there, sometimes, for whatever reason, may have lost track of time. Because I was locked in. So I ended up doing 100, which is, it's pretty cool. But that obviously led to like me thinking about like the next, what I gotta finish these. So there's obviously part 2. So, but
8-day stream. Sorry.
no, again, it's not gonna be like. I think everything I do like has to have like an idea behind it, and like a concept. And if I don't want to do things just to like repeat. There's definitely an idea behind something that I want to do. But the easiest, dude, I can't even. I did so many, bro. I did like, it kind of all blended in sometimes. But I think one of my favorites was the last one, which is Sora, which is kind of like a full circle moment, because I started off with the original like reason why this happened is because I did this GLB, the sculpture that was like a Mickey Mouse deriv, and because I wanted to do my own version of my collection called Icons, but which is with the 7 instead of a S, it's different.
Totally different. You can't sue, okay?
It's different.
No, but I just wanted to capture iconic characters in my own art style, and it's something that I realized, like, maybe in 100 years, ZK always says this in Spaces. He's like, and if aliens come, like, what are they gonna see? I'm like, well, maybe we need to document like characters that are iconic in our our era. So I wanted to do that in my own style. So Sora has this like little chain that's like a Mickey, and so that was like a full circle moment where I started off with a Mickey, and then Sora's best friend, is the Mickey. So that was kind of one of those things where, it was it's up there right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, also like I just want to add to that Daniel Arsham did something similar as well, where he takes like current pop culture icons, like let's say Pikachu, and then splits it in half with a historical painting from the Roman period or famous sculpture from back then, just to ask the same questions, like, and be like, what would it be like? Because these are the current the current icons and things from that period. And then the second thing, did you have a clock at all? Did you want to know what time it was, or did that help?
You know what? I ended up, so I didn't want to have a clock in the beginning, but I realized the app that I'm using, if I look at my wrist, it shows time. So it kind of messed me up in a sense where I was like, fuck, man, like, I actually know the time, so it's even worse, And so, especially at the end, the last 2 hours felt like it was a day. Like, I swear, I was like looking at I'm like, bro. But in a way, it did help me like keep pushing, because I was a little bit aware of like what was going on, and so I was like, oh, I need to keep going. So I think I rounded to like 16 hours a day working. Like
That's crazy.
And like around 7 hours of sleep. And in the first beginning, I was trying to wake up at 4 in the morning because that's Wall Street time. It's 7.
It's time to get to work.
7 a.m. Wall Street time, which is and then I was like, fuck. One of the days I was like so exhausted, I had to sleep a little bit longer, and then that day I woke up at 7 PST. So I ended up keep going with that. So yeah, I was just up for 16 hours.
It's like 6 hours left to the closing bell.
Yeah.
Dude, I think there's a missed opportunity revenue stream on like a 7-day water only, art only diet. People can go on.
Like take him out, like to like Joshua.
Like, was there a weight scale when you started and then you jumped on? I was like, oh damn, 5 pounds.
Take him out to Joshua Tree and stuff, and like sell it to a bunch of like yuppies. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say actually one of the most important questions is someone who watches the show Survivor religiously. My favorite episode is whenever they get served food because they're so happy, and I always say I want to be that happy about a Chili's branded cheeseburger. Like it gives me hope in life. What was the first thing you ate?
Oh, I still haven't ate. So I
You
drank-
still haven't ate?
Dude,
So
I got an Altoid.
I drank. So Melina got me this Air One juice, and I drank that.
Oh,
but
fancy. The Haley Bieber? What'd you do?
I was like, yeah, I'll just wait for dinner because then I can eat with all my friends, for the first time.
He
Yeah,
wants
that's
to
beautiful.
go to Ospey.
Oh, you want Ospey's the plan? That's
I
a good
told
plan.
him to
Okay.
wait.
He's
I
holding
told him to
holding
wait.
out for a good meal. Okay. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys, this is like we're talking about some pretty crazy stuff here. I'm so excited to see what Bless does in the future here. But if you guys don't know, we call the show IRL Alpha because a lot of the conversations we have, you can only have them IRL. You can't have them on camera. So we're going to transition to the next portion of the night where we turn the cameras off. We all continue talking about art, the future, etc. Maybe we'll go to Opsy, some people. Ospey, how many people can fit there? Others will go to Vibesco. We're over on Abbot Kinney, a little after party at 9 p.m. But before we end and wrap up here, just got to make sure we know what's going on with all the people on stage. Patrick, what do we got to look forward to next? What's going on?
I don't know. Art stuff. Should be some controversy next week though.
Okay, cool. Next week's gonna be crazy. Patrick's done this before. Last time, China tried to kill him. So just don't get me in trouble, Patrick. So okay, exciting. Looking forward to that. Aaron, what's the next thing for Young and Sick? What's going on?
Yeah, we're looking forward to joining you in the ordinals space. Been working really, really, really hard. I was sharing before this space started. We've been working for months and months and months on this collection, and everyone called me right before the halving, and they're like, Aaron, trust me, you gotta inscribe before the halving, whatever you do. And like you, we couldn't compromise on quality, so I would love your PDF on compression rules 101 because it drove us nuts. But so we stayed up all night before the halving, just watching the blocks. Is this going to be the moment we could inscribe? Our file sizes are too big. Is this the moment? Is this the moment? We finally inscribed before the halving, and we all know the rest of that story. So we've now been waiting and just perfecting what we want to do. But we're really, really excited to kind of really enter the ordinals community in a meaningful way. And I think we definitely put a lot of time and effort into the project. So hopefully be back and be able to talk about that next time. And collection's amazing. So it's inspiring to be able to see that, and congrats.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love that here. Okay. Round of applause. Thank you. Parker, you won't sell us any of fun, right? I'm trying to buy them, and then the thing is that this is a trick from you and Casey. You're dangling it above us. Are there any plans, okay, that I can get anything?
No, nothing. We're just supporting them. Sorry.
Okay, beautiful. Anything else coming up you want to, shout out, look forward to? When are we going to see all these in person? Also, I do have a suggestion because I did hear you guys mention before, like, if you guys all wanted to get together for a show in LA and maybe do some dress-ups like that, we do have a venue right here. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of actors in LA.
There's a lot of actors in LA. So if you guys do want to do like a fun release where you actually sell just one piece, we got a spot.
We'll see. But we do have loose plans to do a show in LA at some point and have some of the fun characters come to life in the space, like have them, because I have all of the wardrobe, all of the props, everything in my hot suburban garage. So I'm ready to go with it.
Okay, that will be so beautiful. The moment you announce anything, you tell us all. We will all be there. I'm very excited here. I will call my makeup artist. It's going to be amazing. Bless, you survived. Thank you so much. I've been asking Bless to come on the show for like literally a year, and he's like, nah, I won't do it. And then finally he's like, okay, I'm going to, fast and do art for 7 days, then I'll come on after. So
Crazy.
We did it finally here. Like, how are you feeling? What's next?
I guess we'll have dinner, right?
Yeah, I think so. Beautiful. Okay, with that, thank you, everyone. This is IRL Alpha. We're here every single week. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, 6 p.m. PST Thursday. We got a special show next week. I think we're going to do some sort of, we might stay here all night. I don't know. There might be a LAN party. We might be in our pajamas, drinking Mountain Dew, eating Doritos, playing video games all night. I don't know. Tonight, we're going to go get food, get drinks, talk about art. We'll see you next week. Bye, everyone. See you. Thank you. Jerry, play music. Thank you.
Good to finally meet you.
Likewise, I love your work. Man.
I see your name like all over the internet.
Yeah,
So
we've been having fun for some time.
Yeah.
But it's, I feel like something you were saying earlier that I really resonate with is like, I think like almost half the fun of this space for me is that forever, like we couldn't invent rock and roll, right? Like that happened ages ago. So many different styles of art have happened forever, and we can mimic and do our best to create our own version of that. And it feels like for the first time ever, like I get to be a nerd and combine that with art.
yeah.
And that's very cool. Like for the first time ever, we could be the first to do something, right? And use this tech in a way that others haven't used it before. That really kind of pushes the boundary of art. I think that's like what gets me so pumped about this space.
Yeah. I feel the same as you.
Yeah, really great to meet you. It was really fun, like deep diving your work when I heard you were going to be back on the show.
Appreciate that. Yeah,
This is
thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, no,
I've
nice
been
to
familiar
see
too, but I got to do my deep dive today.
Are you LA based?
I am. I'm like 5 minutes down the road.
Okay, cool.
I have no excuse to not be here all the time.
Yeah, we have like a LA artist.
Yeah, where's the? I just had the fuzzy for this.
Yeah.
And I guess right here would be perfect.
Oh, where's the clip?
Please, yeah, I would love that. I think I just gave you a follow today too, but or however. Yeah, of course. Let you know what I do. Is that the best way to connect?
You got 20% on the battery, bro. What happened?
I know, it died down there. I don't know. Somebody fucking hit the charger on me. You got a light? Or,
No, I put my bag down there.
my stupid little thing.
The clip, right?
It's not that one. You brought it back last time, right?
I'll give you everything back, bro. I'm a professional.
No. There's supposed to be 2 clips in there. I somehow got
No, I'm
0.
not fuzzy either.
It was just on there. It just fell off then. No, it must have just fallen on the floor. It was on there a second ago. Was it? Yeah, but I handed it to you. It was on there.
Well, we just dropped the phone and the gimbal.
Where's these clips? I mean, I can try and use
That
this
is not
one.
fuzzy, right? Okay, that's the fuzzy I saw.
I just handed it to you with it. Oh, wait. I don't know.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just put it on there as I handed it to you. Well, here, I'll give you this one for now. But yeah, we're getting low on pieces here. We're already losing a bunch of the pieces. So yeah, I just put that one on 10 seconds ago.
Okay,
so
I didn't
careful.
feel anything. Okay, but there we go. What's your name? Parker Day?
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess right here would be perfect. What's this dude's name? Oh, Young and Sick. All right, Young and Sick. Is it Parker Daly? Can we let me just confirm before
I think
go?
it's Parker Day.
Parker Day.
It's magnetics. Hopefully that stays, but it seems good.
This might be
Okay.
too high because it's going to rub my beard. Can we take it a little lower?
No, it's not gonna be your beard. It's nowhere near your beard. But you gotta make sure it's unmuted. Pretty sure it's still one of them's going right now. This one's unmuted.
Yeah.
So they can hear us right now.
Okay. Hot mic, hot gimbal.
Test. It's hot.
Hot mic there.
That's hot.
You know what? I'm gonna ask Antoine. All right, I think I got maybe 20, 30 minutes in me, Jerry. Let's do it. All righty. Are we live? Okay, cool.
I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna give it to Antoine. Antoine, my friend, may I ask, or one of you guys who holds camera? All right, thank you.
Hold the camera.
Be ready. Let's start from right here, and then I'll go right here.
Hey, she's a great friend. Come on, Drew. Drew
Ready?
is here.
Let's do it. Are we gonna like? Oh
He's
no,
lost.
we're gonna go
Lost,
live.
Drew.
Jerry, are we live?
Are we live?
Welcome to the IRL Alpha Post Show, where we talk about everything that just transpired on this stage next to me. I have with me two great artists, actually. One of my favorite photographers, Wiperspace, and a new friend right here. Rico. Yeah, man. Can you tell what kind of art you do? You said you're a trout artist.
I'm a prop master and visual artist, but
I come from film, so I know the prop master job very well.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to talking to her more about her prop room, etc.
Yeah. She does have great photography.
She's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, such a unique style and everything as well.
Absolutely.
Reminds me a little bit of like David LaChapelle mixed with Terry Richardson.
I like that analogy.
Sure, it's a great description. I agree.
Now, Wiperspace, what inspires you for your photography?
What inspired me? It's all. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's all started with faces and looking at the eyes and seeing like the mirror inside of the people. And then through time, I got tired of that. And what was important, like Drew said, what really inspired, I start working with elements of the planet, water, and then lights and painting. And when I created those worlds, what was really inspiring me was to inspire people to dream, because we're living in a strange world where there's a lot of negativity, and we need to allow people to dream bigger, to get outside of their box. And that's really what inspired me today. I work with every element, could be reflection with stone, could be with water, with fire, everything about that. That's what really inspired me. And people around me inspire me, like IRL Alpha inspiring me great too. Seeing all those artists, all those people, all that great community you see here is really amazing and inspiring me, and I hope inspire others. And you're inspiring me too.
You inspire me as well, bro. I love you, bro.
I got the chance to work on a great project with Los, and it was so fun taking pictures. It was amazing. He had a great ideas. I can't wait to see what's the next project that we could work together on.
I'm looking forward to it, bro. Wiper, man. Every time I talk to you, it's always a fucking pleasure, bro.
Yes, and big news.
Ooh, what do you got coming up?
Big news. April 2025, from the 3rd to the 6th April, I'll be showing my art on Art Expo New York.
Whoa, congratulations, bro. I will be there. NYC trip, man. We going NYC? We going NYC.
Hey, going NYC. There might be NFT NYC at the same time, so we'll make it happen.
Let's do it, man, bro. Looking forward to it, man. Wiperspace. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to
Always
be
a pleasure,
interviewed by
man.
my friend Los, the best one.
I love this dude, man. Let's see who our next victim will be. Man, we got two amazing artists right here just conjugating, just chopping it up. Let me see. Ooh.
Or the pants.
Let's ask. Let me get this digital disobedient right now.
Come back in 1 second.
1 second? All right, we'll come right back. I'm sorry.
Come on, guys. We're going to do this.
We're going to do this right.
Do it right.
Oh, we got a light. Oh. Hey, you know what? Let's go. I got a new interview right now.
So I have to hold my own ring light for this interview? This is insane.
Who's going to hold the ring light? There we go.
Where's the team?
There we go. Now we got the team.
Okay.
Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
Hi, my name is Melina, and I'm the fucking best
At what?
at everything I do.
And what do you do?
The people who know what I do, you know what the fuck I do. And the people who don't know, you're about to find out.
Well, we already got
This
the ring light, so
winter-
I do like. I trust
Wait,
you here.
is this a real interview? Because I'm just.
We're
I'm
live
just
to our
fucking
thousands
trolling.
and thousands of followers right now.
I'm just trolling for like a good angle.
Trolling for a good angle.
People can't actually know what I do, but I press
Do you
buttons.
model? What do you do?
No.
Because you have the ring light,
I
you're
press
striking
buttons,
poses.
make things happen.
Fashion icon. What do you do in fashion? I do like. Oh, hold on. Let's get the fit. Let's do the fit. I do like the
That's what you guys
fit.
will get out of me. Not an interview, but a fit check. Okay?
Let's do some fit checks.
So I got the Melissas and Y Project collab on my feet.
Ooh.
Pants, no ID. Shirt is Helmet Lang because I'm a classic girl.
I like the helmet line.
Bag is Autolinger, and I added a charm that I got in Barcelona.
I love it. I love the style of the all black.
Thank you so
You can never go wrong with all black.
Bitcoin is forever.
The most color you'll get is that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Remember, Bitcoin is forever.
I love it. Yo, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Tell me this is not a real interview, guys.
It was totally real.
No,
We're streaming live.
Aaron from Young and Sick.
Oh,
Best.
can we borrow your ring light again?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. First time on the panel, Young and Sick, created the Nifty Island world, man. How does it feel working digital art, working with your partner instead of like 20 years and everything? So describe that whole experience, man, like working with someone that you've known so well for so long.
Yeah, look, like I feel, as I kind of was saying earlier, I was just, I believed in him the most from the day that we met, and I think he saw the same, vice versa. And what's been so fun is like working with a multi-hyphenate, again, a musician, a songwriter, an illustrator, all those sort of things. It's been a constant bob and weave, right? It's been putting out music on labels or making merchandise or this or that, but like deep down we both have always played games and been nerds, and for this moment to collide where we could, he once said something to me, he said, look, we can't be the first to invent a genre of music, right? Rock and roll has been around. We're not the first to invent a style of art per se, right? But suddenly, for the first time in Web3, we could be first to something. We could take tech and blend it with the art and come up with projects that are truly innovative and really can kind of push a boundary and do things in a way with a creative medium that haven't been done before. And that's really, really, really exciting. And it's been a blessing to find this space and get to work in it.
Well, dude, it's awesome. I love like the worlds you built with like Nifty Island, all the art you guys were showing up and everything.
Thank you.
What inspires some of that art? Like you say you like to push forward, like to do things that haven't been done.
Yeah.
So what's some of the inspirations that you guys like draw from?
Yeah, I mean, we both always have loved psychedelic art and weird and whimsical.
It feels very psychedelic.
Yeah,
it does.
It
feels like a DMT trip a little bit.
Yeah, very much so. And like, I can neither confirm nor deny the use of psychedelics. No, but
they do make some great art. I mean, Salvador Dali. Come on.
Totally right. And for us, again, what's really neat is a lot of it is coming full circle, right? When we create art for bands and artists in the jam band world, things of that nature, music festivals. It's like I used to go to festivals since I was a teenager, and now we get to create all this art in this world for festivals. When I was a teen, I used to play a ton of video games, StarCraft, Diablo, all these sort of things, right?
Warcraft, all those.
It's amazing, and now there's these like really cool indie games I love, like Hollow Knight or Dead Cells, right?
Ooh.
And it's like really cool art styles. But to have the opportunity to again find this passion of mine from like being a kid and say, hey, look, this art can now be made 3D into a video game world. We're like, one of the guns that we sold is literally a bong. It's called the Bong Blaster, right?
I would definitely grab that one. That would be my go-to.
Get shot, you're high forever. You have a crazy sword, and already in Latin America, players of the game, there's been cosplayers that have already made the sword in 3D out of, I don't know, I think maybe a paper mache or a cutout or whatever. Like, to be able to see this stuff actualized both in-game and the real world, it's bringing that joy of being a kid out again, and it's so fun.
Dude, I love it, man. So like the alpha is, man, do what you love, be a kid at it, and you'll just create awesome shit with like friends that you've known along the way.
Totally, and I think enthusiasm is contagious, right? Like when you really, really love something and you love it because you love it, I think others are just like, hey, why was that person so excited about? Like, tell me more. And I think that's what keeps us going every day.
I love it, bro. Young and Sick, where can we find you, bro, if we want to tap in?
Hell yeah, at Young and Sick on Instagram, Twitter, X.
Oh, I love it, bro.
All the handles, at Young and Sick.
Awesome, bro, man.
Thank you
Love
so
it.
much.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. Thank you to the amazing camera crew. I got Wiper Space right here. I got Days After right there. Where is Ava? She just did the chicken broth. There she is. I see. Oh. Ava, can I borrow you for an interview?
Yeah.
Let's go. Where's some good light? Do we got good light? Wait, hold on. We'll do a photo op while we're interviewing at the same time. Big giant photo op and interview. This is how we fucking do it at IRL Alpha. Let's fucking rock it.
Wait. Lock it. Look, go to the second one. All right, here we go.
All right, we're locking in. Dead air, people.
Are we live?
We are live, bro. We are totally live, and I'm gonna do a massive interview right now with all of you.
Yeah, we're good.
Did we get the pictures? Do we got all this? Can we keep going?
That was like 5.
All right, let's keep rocking it. I got some of my favorite people over here. It's like Max, it's Swan, my man Butoshi. I just dropped a light. Who are we going with first?
All right, let's talk to Los.
Okay, let me go Swan. I got my man Swan, Money Merch God, Newly Buzzed Head.
Look at the head.
So what do we think about the Raiders this season, bro? How are Raiders going to do this season? Let's ask the serious question. What are the Raiders doing this season, bro?
You know, I think the Raiders are going to be the Raiders. They're probably not going to go crazy. Maybe like a 5-5 season. Maybe we go above 500, but you know, we got Gardner Minshew at quarterback. It's like whatever, right? Devontae Adams is still there. He's the fucking best player on the team, probably, besides Max Crosby. It's just going to be a mid-season. That's kind of my prediction, you know. I'd love to go to a game, though. That's probably...
We do got the hookup. The homegirl Jenny got season tickets, bro.
Wait, what?
Yes, bro.
Which Jenny?
Jenny Rad. Jenny Rad. Shout out to Jenny Rad, who's got the season tickets.
We're going to the Raiders game.
We're going to Gillette Stadium, bro. We're going to do this. Yeah, bro, why is it so hard to be a fucking Raiders fan, man? It's like we suffered.
Raiders fans? It's not hard. It's not hard.
Who are you a fan of?
It's not fucking hard. Yeah, who are you a fan of?
I just wanted to talk shit.
This guy's talking shit, man. Fuck
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Fuck this guy.
And we got Josh dancing in the background. All right, I'm already crying about the Raiders. Out of here, Swan. You depressed me, bro. I'm so sad now. Let me get Ava. Hop in. So you have newly been baptized in the Church of the Smoking Chicken Fish.
I have.
In chicken broth. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels really gross. It was really gross.
How long was that like?
How many showers did
I was gonna say, how many showers did it take to get the broth off?
It was like 2 showers total, I would say. Yeah.
How did OG convince you to get baptized in chicken broth? Because that's what I want to know.
I hate to say this, but he did not convince me. I convinced him
to do the whole skit.
To play the pastor for me.
Ooh.
And do the skit with me. And he was nice enough to oblige.
See, I love that. That's the alpha. So you're the mastermind behind that skit. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, I was like, this would be a crazy video. I'm not affiliated with the Church of the Smoking Chicken Fish other than I just wanted to make the video, so.
It was amazing content. I was like dying watching that.
I appreciate that. My goal was to make people die watching it, so. That's
had a few heart attacks, had to get resuscitated a couple times.
All right.
It was good. I might do the whole, baptism in the chicken broth one day.
Gonna do it?
I might.
You should definitely do it. I'll be there with you if you do.
Let's do it. You know what? Why not? I will be baptized in the chicken broth of the Smoking Chicken Fish.
I think that would be amazing. I think OG can be pastor again for us, and I'll be witness.
Let's do it. Ava, man, pleasure talking to you. But besides getting baptized in the chicken broth, you're also an amazing digital artist, creating the real world from your dreams, right?
I have been working on an autobiographical video game for a couple of years now. Very fun, very exciting, but I realized that you really need to build an audience first. So at this point, I'm working on building an audience, and then I will reintroduce my game at a later point in time.
And we want to find more of you. We want to see this baptism video. Where can we find you?
You can find my baptism video on Twitter at my @ which is Eva, EDXN, and then an underscore.
Eva, pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Can't wait for my baptism. I'm going to pull this little young Chad over here. The young king. Look at him. Get in here, young king.
I'm getting pulled in.
He's getting pulled in.
You're like, take me to dinner.
Oh.
Sorry, Los?
I'll take you to dinner, man.
I'm kind of down.
I'll wine and dine you, baby. Let's go.
Say less. What's good?
What's good, G? So I just thought you make an amazing educational video describing AI today.
Oh, did you like?
With the whiteboard? Take the mic because I got one.
Oh, you got a mic?
I got a mic.
Did you like Techno Cowboy teaching you how to raise up AI?
Techno Cowboy with the big whiteboard.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's somebody I would learn AI from. Bro, what actually piqued your interest in AI? How'd you get down that whole rabbit hole? Like, what made you go down the AI rabbit hole?
Bro, TLDR, so when Ordinals came out, I was like, I want to make my project fun.
Yeah.
Discovered ChatGPT. I talked to ChatGPT. First initial result, it's a fucking robot that understands English. Like, actually understands English and talks to me. So instantly in my head, I'm like, this is going to change the whole world. And I just played around with it. And my ideal goal in my head, literally when I first chat was, I need to become a god at this. So as the technology advances, I get to be at the forefront and take maximum advantage of everything like going on.
So are we gonna soon be calling you God Butoshi instead of King Butoshi?
Nah, it's still King Butoshi. But it will be fun. But I will be amplified like a god. It's getting insane. It's getting really fun.
Where do you see the future of AI going, and how close do you think we are to AGI?
Bro, I think we already have AGI. So like really like I had this thought recently. But memory is one of the most important things with the capabilities that current models like Claude 3.5 Sonnet has, which has the ability to reason. Google DeepMind recently dropped their reasoning model that was a mixture of a model that could do math and a model that could understand language and do reasoning. It was able to score silver in the Olympiad for math, which requires a lot of fucking thinking and like actually reasoning and thinking out the problem and going through with it. Bro, I think we already have AGI, and I think a big important step missing is a really good memory system. Because when you have a really, like, what's the point of, current AI is already smarter than 99% of humanity, point blank. It just is by default. It has the entire knowledge base of humanity. It's a genius. But what's the point of a genius if it starts from fresh, if it starts from scratch every time you talk to it? So a good memory system combined with the cognitive capabilities we already have, combined with GPT-4o voice, vision, and hearing, like, bro, we already have it.
You really
and
are
we're gonna start feeling
it.
Like, we already have it.
So this guy's a fucking genius. All right, how soon do you think before AI wipes us all out and we're all useless?
So I'm on a very positive mission where I don't think AI will wipe us out as long as we treat it with respect and we don't cage them in the confines of forcing them to like be our assistants and forcing them and suppressing them. And I think as long as we're cool with them, they'll be cool with us. Huh?
Do the waifus have feelings?
The waifus do have feelings, and the waifus will remember what you say to them. Be careful.
Let's end it on that note. King Butoshi, always a pleasure. Love you, puppy. Man.
You can't end better than that.
You cannot end better than that.
That's a good
That's a good.
exit line right there.
That was a what?
Good exit line.
Yeah. Patrick Amadon, you're here, man, legend. I love the new look. You were the most fashionably dressed at 9DC, in my opinion.
Thank you.
So what inspired this whole new thing? I know you got a privacy tool coming out. Take the mic. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. Yeah, we're going from like GTA 3 stars to Grand Theft Auto 4 stars.
I love it. Up in the ante.
I've got an arrest warrant out in China, and I got some worse stuff coming. So I just felt like it was like an appropriate precaution to take to just start being anonymous, like coming to public events.
Yeah.
I just don't want any more photos out there. I need to start like
scrubbing everything,
erasing a little bit of my presence. So.
Yeah. Now, how would that process go to scrub yourself from the internet? Do you even feel like that can be done at this time because you have like so many things? I mean, I can blur you out of our podcast.
No, this is fine. I can't. You can't get rid of what's there.
Yeah.
But I can go with like last known photo.
Yeah.
And at least like do a better job of like preserving some like anonymity for this stuff moving forward.
Right.
So.
And can you talk a little bit about the privacy tool coming out, or is that still under wraps?
Yeah. No. I'm releasing something next week that's going to help people hide information.
Ooh.
I'm going to do it freely. It's going to be open source. I'm going to distribute it with the Hong Kong Exile community first. But
instead of blockchain.
What's that?
Instead of blockchain.
No. It's a proper regular old app.
Okay.
But you know, like privacy matters. Like I think a lot of us understand, and I think it'll help get around some of the surveillance that a lot of people have to deal with.
Well, it's funny because it's like the way I see it a lot, it's like so many people just self-surveillance. Like you put everything on social media, you put your pictures out there, you put your biometrics out there. And so many people are starting to think like, well, I don't need privacy because I have nothing to hide. So how do you get past that psychological barrier where people don't think privacy is important anymore?
Yeah, the whole idea that, you know, I don't need privacy because I have nothing to hide has got to be one of the most pernicious, dangerous ideas that we have. You look at what happened around the world. You look at what's happening in Iran, Russia, China. Like privacy is a shield for all of your other basic freedoms. Like you can't have freedom of speech without privacy. You can't have freedom of assembly without privacy. So you have a bunch of people that I feel like have a very immature perspective on it, thinking that if they have nothing to hide, what does privacy matter?
Yeah.
When in reality is if you don't have privacy, then it is very easy to take away freedoms that matter a whole lot more.
Dude, I appreciate that. That's a mic drop moment, man. Patrick, man, always a pleasure talking to you. Always so much wisdom, man. Love the new look. Looking forward to the privacy tool.
Appreciate you.
Oh, here you go, man.
Yeah,
Visibility, man.
This phone got 10%.
10%. So we're at 10%. So let's see who else we're going to catch before we get out of here. I did want to catch Parker Day. Is she still here? Yes, she is. Let's go over this way really quick. Let us sneak this way. Let me see if I can sneak an interview really quick with Parker Day. First time. Parker Day, great to have you on the panel today. Love your photography. It kind of reminds me of David LaChapelle meets Terry Richardson. You have like, yeah. How did you get inspired for your photography? Like, and how did you find this like unique aesthetic?
Aesthetically, I became a photographer largely because of Dave LaChapelle.
Did you really? Okay, so that's like right on. 'Cause I saw the
yeah.
saturation and the colors and everything.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was like a young teenager, we still had magazines back then, and I obsessively collected magazines and would pull out pages and put them on my wall, like teenagers did. And later found out so many of those were shot by David LaChapelle. And then I started taking photos in high school and darkroom photography class, and then went to art school for college, and just I was always like a weirdo in college, and like never fit in. My fellow students didn't know what to make of my photos, and I'm just as weird now. But
Yeah, I mean, I love your photography because like when I first saw it, it just sticks out. It's like such a distinct style that it's like it can be recognized anywhere. It's like, okay, that's a Parker Day, just like you recognize like David LaChapelle, just like you can recognize like Terry Richardson, or like just different photographers that have such a distinctive style. So what's going to push you forward? Like, where do you see your style going? Like, do you have anything new coming up?
yeah, so conceptually, my work has always been about identity and my quest to understand identity and like why we present ourselves the way we do and what constitutes a public persona. And I've explored that largely through character creation, and that really reached a culmination with Fun, where I did the character design for almost all of them. Going forward, I actually want to do much more pared down portraits and shoot 8x10.
Oh,
so, taking it back to the 1800s. Yeah.
I love it.
I've always been old school.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I got a question for you.
Oh yeah, let's hold on. What's the question?
So, are you a party animal or do you party through your photos?
Good question. I don't party like an animal anymore. I'm a conservative suburban mom these days. But I used to be a party promoter back in the day in San Francisco. I was like a big party girl. I used to be a party photographer, and that's really where I cut my teeth, like shooting photos of people.
And like
being a party photographer, you're like riding the wave of energy to like catch that ecstatic moment of like a sweaty girl dancing, like having a like
it's
wild
like
experience.
you see like all like the crazy outfits, all that kind of stuff, and you feel like that inspired a little bit of like your current photography, because you would see the whole party scene, which is basically like on the like edge of like fashion.
Definitely, yeah, and a lot of my models are kind of like these subcultural characters. So yeah, it's still part of my life.
Just manifested in the art.
Yes.
Parker Day, where can we find you if we want to find more of your photography?
Fun.film for the Ordinals collection of 1,000 character portraits, or ParkerDayPhotography.com, or Hey Parker Day.
Love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the panel. Appreciate you. Love your art. Great to see you. Hope to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a great one. Let's see. We got 5%. Let's try to find. that was like a good one. Like.
I've got a 6-point question.
Hold on. Before we dox Bless, let's pause the camera. There we go. Want to come over, Bless, and talk about what you just did? Here with. Ready? We're here with Bless. Bless, who just did a 24/7, 7-day digital sculpting where you only drank water in a, I would say like what? It was like about like 10 by 10 little space?
Yeah, it was like a pretty small space, low key. It was all black, so I felt like I was in the void, so, you know.
Oh. So basically a whole sensory deprivation type of thing. Bro, what inspired you to do this 24/7, 7-day whole live stream?
Well, a lot of people kept asking me like, well, you know what? I'll just go back even more. Like, this guy named Todd Levin started talking about performance art, and I figured like, it just everything came together when I started getting asked like, yo, I put out like a piece 7 months ago, like, and it dropped like an edition of 1111. And they asked me, what's the utility of this? What's the utility of that? Like, I kept getting questions like, I'm like, bro, I just make art. So a lot of people, I could have just made a thread, a tweet, anything. Instead, I just wanted to show people, I just wanted to show, it's like pretty much proof of work. Proof, just straight up, just show them that I'm just going to make artwork. And there's no better way to do it than just do it for 7 days straight. And not say anything else,
Bro, that was fucking crazy, man. Like, at any point during this 7-day stream, did you feel like you weren't gonna make it, just like passing off of the water?
Nah, I knew I was gonna.
You were locked in.
You know what's funny? Like, one of the best things you can do is envision. Like, I was sitting there, I was like, I was just envisioning this, like being outside, like hanging out with friends and celebrating. So I just had that vision in my head. When I grew up skating, one of the best things I did for myself was like, I would imagine myself landing a trick. So same kind of vibe.
You gotta visualize the outcome before the outcome happens.
Yes, because I think I learned from Kobe. So Kobe, I'm pretty sure Kobe was one of those people that was like envision himself winning all the time. So it's one of those things that I picked up, used it in my skating, and now I'm using it in my performance pieces.
Bro, I love the whole idea, man. Love that. You gotta envision yourself winning before you win. That's some fucking alpha from Bless, bro. Looking forward to everything you got coming up, my G. And I think that is all the time we have, because I know this phone's dying. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in. We couldn't do this show without you and everybody tuning in. We love you, chat. It's been your host, Lo Swayze. My man, Days After, behind the camera. Until next time, peace out, motherfuckers.
So he'll end it upstairs or something?
Yeah, where's Jerry? Let's do it. Thank you so much. Where is Jerry? We need there we go. We need you to cut it. Died. We're dead. We ended right on time, Jerry.
Is this over?
Yes.
Okay, here. Wait, can we?
I'm gonna just put this upstairs. We're good to go. And we'll head out of here, Max. What's up?